just in case. Miss Zelinsky had some issues earlier, so I just want to make sure that I've got a lesson recorded just in case. Just in case. All right. Let's move this. All right. So today we're going to be talking about dominant and recessive traits, and then you'll be ending with completing some research on your own today. But before we begin, let's have a little bit of discussion. So I'm going to give you guys a minute to think on this before I ask for you to share. And you can either share in the chat box or you can raise your hand and I'll let you know when you can unmute yourself. But here's what I want you to think about. A black male cat and a white female cat have 4 kittens. I want you to not discuss with your group, but I want you to think about, because we're going to discuss it together. But think about what colors you think each kitten will be. So there's 4 kittens. So what color will each of those 4 kittens be? I'm going to give you a minute to think about it. Ready? Start thinking. What happened? All right, your time is up. Let's see. Raise your hand if you want to share. I see some suggestions here in the chat. We've got a black cat, a white cat, a gray one, and then a white and a black mixed one. All right, and we've got 3 black cats and a white cat. I've got a black and white with some dots and just a little, like your dog. Okay, so another mixture. 3 black cats and a white cat. 2 black cats and 2 white cats. 2 black cats and 2 white cats. All right. Nellie, what are you thinking?
I think half of them, like 2 of them, are going to be gray. And the other 2, one of them is going to have white spots that's black. And one of them is going to be white with black spots.
Okay. And why do you think that?
Because if the mom and dad are, or stripes, if the mom and dad are black and white, then and black and white together makes gray. So then it would be like a 50-50 chance.
Okay. Excellent. So I like how you're incorporating what you know about how traits are passed down from parents to their offspring. All right. Miss Perry, I see your hand raised. Laylan, go ahead.
So I think that the 2 cats will be, one of them will be white and the other one will be black, and then the other 2 I think will be white with black spots and black with white spots.
All right. Excellent. So a little bit from each of the parents. What are you thinking, Lillian?
I think 3 of them will be black and 1 white one, because like black is probably dominant. So probably more will be black than white.
Okay. Oh, I like how you use that term there, that science term that we've talked about. She said that she thinks that the black cat, the black gene or trait is dominant, so more of the kittens would be black rather than white. Okay. Kind of like when we were looking at those yellow peas, And there was 3 of them that were yellow and 1 that was green. Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to add to the discussion? All right. So honestly, I don't know what color the cats would be. It would really just be a random assortment of their genes. Any of you could be correct just because it's just like that video talked about yesterday. I don't know if you guys ended up watching it, but the gentleman showed a deck of cards and he was like, you get half of your deck of cards from your dad and half of your deck of cards from your parents. And even though it's the same set of genes or DNA, they can be randomly assorted in so many different ways so that different traits show up in you versus your siblings. So as long as you have some sort of combination of the black and the white cat, I think you're on the right track, knowing that if they had offspring, that the offspring would be a mixture of those two in some way, shape, or form. Jamara, your hand's raised. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that the video I tried to watch yesterday, it wouldn't work because I pressed on it, it just didn't show up anything.
Try it again because Nellie did bring it to my attention that for some reason the link was not working. So I went back in and I updated the link, and she tried it again and it did work. It is only a 4-minute video, so if you want to go back and watch it, it would be helpful. I would definitely go watch it before we have our test. And actually, I think that video is the video that's in my class banner at the top of Echo. If you just click the little TV that's in my banner, you should be able to watch the video there too.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's move on. So we're going to take some notes about dominant and recessive genes and parents and their offspring in your notebook. So at this time, I want you to go to your drive and find your notebooks so that we can take our notes. All right, so your notebooks look like this. So we're going to be working on slides 5 and 6 today. And again, I will allow you to copy and paste from the chat so that it's easier. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so today we're going to be digging in deeper for the dominant and recessive traits. And you guys, for your assignment today, you're going to be doing some research on those. But I'm just going to give you a basic definition for the two. You're going to learn a lot more about it today in your assignment that's posted in Echo. But dominant genes are the genes from one parent that is seen on the offspring, or that is usually seen.
Can you copy and paste that?
Yep, I'm putting it in the chat now. And your recessive genes are the genes from one parent that is not usually seen in the offspring. It has a much slimmer chance of being shown. Okay, so those are in the chat. And then after you've written the definitions, I want you to just kind of take a guess on these eye colors. Which of these are dominant and which are recessive? I will give you the hint that 2 are recessive and 1 is dominant.
Did you say 2 is dominant and 1 is recessive?
Two are recessive and 1 is dominant. And I've got guest speaker who's going to teach you all about the dominant and recessive eye colors.
Can you say that one more time?
2 eye colors are recessive and 1 is dominant. So you're going to drag and drop the correct answer choice. Okay, so here to teach us about eye colors is Sebastian. He heard me teaching earlier, but he knows some from experience as to which of these are dominant and recessive. Sebastian, take it away.
The brown eye is recessive because
Hold on. You guys speak loud so they can hear you.
the brown eye is recessive. Dominant. I mean, the blue and green eye are recessive because they you have a slimmer chance of getting blue and green eyes, and the brown eyes are dominant because you have a higher chance of getting them. Like you have a 75% chance of getting brown eyes
If one of
if
your
one
parents.
of your parents. If one of your parents has brown eyes and one of your parents have blue eyes, you have a higher chance of getting brown eyes because there's a 75% chance of getting brown eyes because it's a dominant color.
Yep, that's exactly right. Thank you, Sebastian. All right, so in your notebooks, you should have drug recessive under blue, under green, and under brown eyes, you should have dominant. So blue and green are recessive, and brown eyes are dominant. Yes. All right, so blue and green are recessive, and brown is dominant. Cullen, I see your hand raised. Go ahead.
Wait, what are we talking about? Because I had my hand raised because I wanted to show my screen because you did that yesterday. I thought that's what we were going to do again.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm trying to just get you guys through the lesson today so that you have time to spend for your research for your assignment today. Because usually when you have an assignment that's going to take you a little longer, I try to cut my lesson a little bit shorter just to balance things out.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Guys, if you are not finished yet, if you could please take a screenshot so that you have this for future reference. Okay, so the next slide is our parents and offspring slide. And guys, this is simply review, and this is just something that I want you to be able to have to refer to at the end of the year. When we are getting ready for our EOGs, I'll have you refer back to your digital notebooks that we did for genetics. So we talked about this the last time we were face-to-face in class. Maeve, you stay here with me. It's science time. So your first piece is the parents, and the parents are the mother and father of an organism. Okay. And then, of course, when they have a child, it is a combination of their DNA. It springs off of their DNA. So we call them in science offspring. Offspring are an organism's children, pups, cubs, etc. Okay, they spring off of the DNA from the parents. All right, and then lastly, why do children or offspring resemble their parents? And you guys explained that to me perfectly earlier when we were talking about the kittens. And it is because they receive DNA from their parents that gives them similar traits. They get half of their traits from their mom and half of them from their dad. And which ones show depend on which traits are dominant and which ones are recessive. Okay. All right, if you're not finished yet, please take a screenshot so that you can add this to your notes. All right. And Jacaden, which parts do you not see in the notes? Here's the last part, that they receive DNA from their parents that give them similar traits. Okay, so go ahead and take your screenshot so that you can add this because you will be turning this in for a grade. All right, so your assignment today looks like this. And if you guys want to go ahead and go to Echo as I'm talking about it so that it's open, and that way if you have any questions, you can ask me then. I'll actually access this through Echo just so mine looks the exact same as yours will when you go there. But if you log into Echo, Okay, so right now we are attending the live Zoom session. And then hopefully before 11:15, you will have completed your dominant versus recessive research. So you're going to click on that. And Mary, here is the slide. If you could just take a quick screenshot. 3, 2, 1. All right. So you're going to complete the dominant versus recessive research slide. So when you click on that link there, that will make a copy of these slides. Your first slides has all of your resources that you're going to need to conduct your research. Some of them are passages, some of them are videos. So when you click on it, it'll tell you what it is. The Ducksters, that's always a good one to use. This one has a video on it. This one has a video, of course, it's YouTube. So when you click on them, it'll give you a preview of what the slide is or what the link is. So if you're a visual learner or auditory and you prefer listening to it, then choose a video. If you would prefer reading and being able to highlight or even copy and paste for some of your research, then you're going to want to use the passages, or you can use a combination of them. But you're going to conduct research using as many of these resources as you need to answer the questions that are on slide 2. So on slide 2, I want everybody to do it with me so you can make sure that you're not going to have any trouble. But on slide 2, if you double click under or you double tap on your screen, your cursor and your keyboard should come up, and you're going to describe in your own words what is a dominant gene. And then once you've done that, you're going to double tap on the right. What are some examples of dominant genes? Yes, we've talked about one today, which is brown eyes, but this says what are some examples. So you have to have more than one example of a dominant gene. And then you have to explain recessive genes in your own words. Give me some examples of recessive genes. And then if you have any other thoughts or questions about dominant and recessive genes, then you comment down below. Okay, so and please do not try to go based on whatever you think or you know. If you think that brown hair is dominant because you know more people with brown hair than blonde or red hair, don't put that. You've got to do the research to be able to confirm whether it is a dominant or recessive trait. Because it might just be that you just know people that are showing a recessive trait based on what their parents have. So please, please, please make sure that you do your research. Use these sources. We will be having a test at the end of the week, so this is a great time for you to get caught up on all things genetics. If you don't have any questions, you are free to go. But if you are having difficulties or you've got a question, hang out and I'll help you.
Sorry my camera wasn't on. It was because I was split screening, and you know, like if I split screen, I can't turn my camera on.
All right, so Leyland, I'm going to go ahead and let you know. This is a blanket statement. It is always okay for me, especially when we're taking notes. So I know that you're concerned about that every time. It's okay. Don't stress about it. Especially not, I know that your teachers prefer for you to have your cameras on in the other classes. That's not really something that I stress in science. Okay? But I do appreciate you letting me know. But from now on, in the future, just don't sweat it. Okay? Thanks, love. All right, Nellie.
Is that all we are doing for the slides?
Yep, you just answer those 5 questions in complete sentences and you're all finished.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
You're very welcome. Bye, Nellie. Yes, Javion, what's up?
So we're just doing this and that, and that's it?
Yes, super easy today.
Okay.
But make sure that you do use some time and go through those different resources.
Okay.
Had y'all done that with Miss Pritchard yet?
No, not about this.
Oh, okay, good. All right, yes. So just go through, watch some of the videos, read the passages, and yep, you're only answering those 5 questions.
Okay.
All right, bye, sweetie. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.